slightly surprised that there was very little dissent in terms of even being vocal about the issues and how we can address them. It was almost as if people were, like Daniel said, largely happy about everything that Ket said. And he said some really good stuff. So it's almost like he said the right things, and that's what the football people want to listen to. That's what they want to hear. He's offering to pay RFA chairman salary and all these things. You know, he's telling ex-players that they get 50% discount on coaching courses. And it almost seems to me like he said the right things, and the people that run the football in the football ecosystem, that's exactly what they want to hear. So for us that are on the outside, and Daniel probably mentioned it, it looks like we are on the outside looking in, and there's really not much we can do, and it's not really our stake or our say to have.
Well, okay, so I want to look at it from this viewpoint, right? At Congress, the way Congress is run, and again for people, for viewers, it's important that we also explain how Congress is run, especially not only in Ghana but even at the level of FIFA, right? The agenda is set that it leaves little room for counters. And if you follow today's Congress, it was one of those. The things on the agenda are the things that you can counter. They're the things that you can come up and voice your opinion about, that I don't want this, I want that, I want to question this, I want to question that. Now, when you look at the agenda on the day-to-day, I don't think there was much, or there was many things on that agenda list for those at Congress to counter.
To really voice any dissenting opinion.
In fact, all of these things had been sent to them way before Congress. Yeah. The expectation is that if you disagree with something, you have a counter opinion, you write back to the FA, they look into it, they can even reply you before Congress. Yeah. Or if you don't get the reply that you think you're expecting, you come to Congress, you mention it, they can vote. But the agenda or the items on the agenda this time didn't give too much room for that. And even if it did, then we'll talk about other things. I'll come to the other things in terms of the money and what have you. So after the president's speech, when the president is done with his speech, the floor is not open for somebody to say, I agree with him, I don't agree with him. Yeah. So many of them would have sat there and be wondering, I probably don't agree, but we will never know.
Yeah. Because nobody clapped. So.
Again, you don't have the records of everybody who clapped. Yeah. But yes, there was there were people who were big applause everywhere, right? And it's infectious sometimes. When we are saying, I'm listening and Danny claps, I can't clap. I'm just not making any excuse for that.
It's nonsense, I'll clap.
Yes, if you are prepared to.
Yeah.
So the point is, when the president spoke, after he spoke, there's no room for people to come out and say, I agree with that, I don't agree with that. Why are you saying it? Why are you saying that? Right?
So let's look at the content.
Now, this is it. When the president spoke, I've seen people on social media saying he spoke well. I don't think he did speak well.
Oh, how?
No, I don't think he spoke well.
I thought he was eloquent, to be honest.
I
think this is the best I've seen Ket.
No, I think he ranges.
Yes, no, it is the best I've seen him on the podium giving a speech.
Same.
He was more measured. He was more mature. He was more assured of his message. No, he knew exactly what he was doing.
He's always been very firm in the way he speaks. Anytime he looked on the paper and was reading what was on the paper, he was assured, he was controlled. Anytime he looked away from the paper, he spoke out of emotions and went offline a lot of times. If people around Ket, a lot of times, if people around Ket are honest enough with him, if he's got a very good communication team around him, if you've got people who can look him to the face and just chip in and say, hey boss, can you just tone down a little bit on those emotions? I thought that would have been perfect. But if anybody can go back and listen to, I might be wrong, but you can be the judge. Yeah. Go back and listen to the speech. Anytime he looked away from that paper, he said things he shouldn't have said. And a classic example then is when the GFA boss at Congress, in a place where everywhere around the world you can access, it's being beamed on YouTube, it's being beamed on Facebook, everywhere. And the president says that he has got documents that implicates people that he works with, but he's protecting them. That is one of the things that is born out of emotions. Yeah. Because I tell you what, it is possible, and I understand in corporate world, it is possible these things happen. I might have a document about one of my best staff. I can't afford to lose that stuff, but I'm never going to mention it. Yeah. Right? I'm never going to go into public and mention it. I'm never going to go out there and tell people that I'm working with people that I've got document that implicates them. They shouldn't be in the football system, but I am keeping those documents. That was way out of line. And that was one of the things he said that were born out of emotions. Again, he went on to, if you like, attack people who in recent times appear to have written to FIFA,
Yeah.
you know, to make complaints. And it is, in a democratic view in football as it is, it's allowed. If I am the GFA president, I'm encouraging that.
Yeah.
I'm telling people that when
It's
you've got,
transparency.
when you've got a problem with the FA, before
Use the laws.
before you go to FIFA, how about writing to us and let's have that discussion? But if you think you can't come to us, please use all the available means. You don't come out and chastise that.
So you have to encourage it.
You have to encourage it because it is actually the right way to go. So tell people, listen, if you feel I'm not fit for this job and I've done something that impeaches me,
Go and choke me.
go ahead, please. Go ahead. In that way, you're telling all Ghanaians that you are not afraid.
That you're clean.
You are clean. But when you come and you're talking as if that you find it a problem when your fellow Ghanaians are writing about you to FIFA, then that raises question marks about you. So I don't think his speech was, as people have said on social media, perfect, blah, blah. No. I thought as a leader, he should have said a lot of things that brought about confidence. And finally, on the 50,000 for picking nomination forms to be a GFA president, when you look at the percentage from 5,000 to 50,000, that is 900%. 900%. When you look at it in percentage, it is mind-boggling. It is huge. It's a huge jump.
Yeah.
But the figure in itself, I don't think there's anything wrong with it if you ask me.
Given the current economy.
Yes, and if you want to be the Ghana Football Association boss,
That should not be.
and you can't mobilize 50,000 to pick forms, you have no business sitting in that office. Football people say they can do that. Good luck to them.
All right.